Hey everyone, Cody here with the Trophy Outlet. Today we're going to build a 4-foot 3-column trophy. So let's go ahead and get started. First, take your instructions, make sure you have everything that you need to build your trophy, and then we're also going to take a tape measure and we're going to measure the columns and measure the rods to make sure that we have the proper sizes to build our trophy, okay? So with that, let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to take a 14.5-inch rod. We're going to attach a coupler to the short threaded end of the rod. Just a couple turns is all it takes. And then we're going to attach an eagle, just like that. And we're going to do that with all 3 of these 14.5-inch rods. And this will be for the bottom section of our trophy. So we're going to build this in 3 different tiers. And we're going to start with the bottom 3-column section, and we'll go up to the 2-column and then the single column on top. So once that's done, you have all your eagles. You're going to take your top lid. It has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in it, and we're going to use the outer 3 holes to start with, okay? So go ahead and drop your rods through the outer 3 holes, just like that. So they should be hanging down just like that, and then we're going to lay it down on the table. And then what I like to do is make sure all the eagles are facing up, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tilt this on its side and slide all the pieces on there. So I do that so that everything stays in its place as it needs to. So with that, let's go ahead and tilt it. You can do it this way. Some people like to turn it upside down. This is faster for me. So whatever works. The only thing you want to be cautious of if you turn it upside down is you're going to run the risk of breaking these eagles, okay? So let's go ahead and put on our check rings so that the lip side is facing out. Go ahead and put all 3 of those on, and then we're going to take our 14-inch column and we're going to slide those on. And then you're going to want to make sure that the columns are all seated into the check rings, just like so. And then go ahead and put another 3 check rings on, again, so that the column is sitting right inside of the check ring, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bottom base, which is the bigger of the 2, and it has the slanted portion of it, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and line up these rods with the holes on this 3-column base. And then we're going to go ahead and sit flat. And once you get to this point, you should be able to go ahead and lay it flat just like this, and then go ahead and push all your rods in just so that everything stays in its place. Okay? Now we're going to take our 7/16 nut driver and we're going to start attaching the hex nuts, okay? Now we're not going to attach them all the way. We want to leave it a little bit loose so that we can still turn everything and get our columns and eagles where they need to be to build the next section. So go ahead and do that. Once that is done, what you're going to do is you're going to want to pick up your trophy, go ahead and turn it, get your columns where you want them, and then on this particular trophy, the eagles on the front 2 are going to turn out. And you'll see what I mean in the next section here as we put on the top. Because when we put this next column section on, you want the eagles to be able to turn it a little bit diagonal so that the top section goes on. This back eagle, we turn it towards the back, but you do it however you want to do it. Okay, once that is done, go ahead and tighten everything down so it's nice and snug and it won't move around on you. Just like that. Okay, so that is our 3-column section, the bottom section of our trophy. So now let's go ahead and put that to the side, and we're going to move on to the second tier. Alright, so just like on the top tier, we're going to take 2 9.5-inch rods, and we're going to attach the couplers to it, and then the eagles. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to take this 2x7 lid. It has a total of 3 holes, and you're going to want to make sure the top is facing up. There's a little beveled side on the top. The same thing with these bases. Alright, go ahead and put that on the outer 2 holes, just like so. Now I just go ahead and hold it with my hand, just like that. You can lay this flat on the table if you need to as well. Whatever works for you. Go ahead and put on your check rings, just like that. Now we're going to take 2 9-inch rods, or 9-inch columns, I'm sorry, and go ahead and put that on. And then go ahead and put on the check rings, just like this. So now we're going to take our 3-column section, and what we're going to do, hopefully you'll see this on camera, you're going to go, I hold it with my pinky and my index finger and my pointer finger, and then just hold the check rings on, and then I ease it down and just line up the rods into the holes, and then get it to sit right in there. And then just make sure that the check rings and the columns are all together. Once it is, it should sit up straight like that. Now go ahead and get your hex nut, and we're going to go ahead and start getting these hex nuts started on the ends of the rods. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of work here to straighten things out. But get it tight enough to where things don't move around on you, but not so tight that it just moves freely. Okay, just like that. So now you can see what I mean by the eagles have to be turned once you get to this point. So now you're going to go ahead and straighten up your columns however you want them, and then go ahead and tighten it down the rest of the way so it's nice and snug. Good rule of thumb when you're tightening down the columns is you want it tight enough that if you pick it up, the columns aren't going to spin on you. But you don't want to over tighten it either to where you break stuff. Okay, so now let's move on to the very top tier. Alright, so you're going to take your 18.5-inch rod, you're going to attach another coupler, and then you're going to grab your figure. This will be whatever you selected. We have hundreds to choose from on our website. Today we got a star, so we're going to go ahead and attach that to the other end of that coupler, just like so. Now we're going to take our cup lid and our cup. So the cup will sit inside the cup lid, and then we're going to take a 2x3 wood lid and slide that on. There's a little bevel. You want that to be facing up towards the figure. And then we've got our 8-inch column. And then another 2x3 wood lid. And then what we call a plate riser. And that all gets put together just like that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to tilt it right over and put it right through that top hole on that top lid. Then go ahead and get your hex nut started. And again, don't tighten it all the way, you just want to get it started at this point, and you're going to want to turn things, move things how you want them so that your trophy looks nice for your presentation. There we go. It's all about the presentation, so you want it to look beautiful. Okay, so just like that, hopefully you can see this. There you go. So now, let's go ahead and lay this on its side. And we're going to add our trim pieces. And at the bottom, I have a flame trim. And that's just simply putting a hex nut right on that piece. And then for the top, I've got a year today. Just like that. Okay, now the only thing we have left to do is go ahead and add the engraving. And in this case, the engraving is going to be about a business card size, and it's actually going to go right up here on this plate riser. Just go like so, just peel and stick it right on there, and then press it firmly so that it sticks. And that is your 4-foot trophy from Trophy Outlet. Make sure you like us on social media. That's where we put out all of our new updates, all of our new products. Check out the rest of our videos on YouTube, and of course check us out on trophyoutlet.com. Thanks for watching.